Yes, friends. Welcome each and everyone, and I especially welcome Mustafa Chaudhary, who has joined us from Atlanta in United States of America. Young friends, I was telling you about Mustafa, that he belongs to a village in district Muzaffarnagar, very close to Budhana town, and he had his education, especially primary education, in Hindi medium. There is a purpose why I am telling you this. I'm sure you will understand by the end of today's meeting. So now Mustafa is a very successful security engineer, cyber security engineer, working with TCS, Tata Consultancy Services, in Atlanta, United States of America. He had a wonderful career, coming from Hindi medium. I mean, why I'm saying that medium is not a bar. It's not a bar at all. For your success, whether it is Hindi medium or Urdu medium or English medium, it's your hard work that pays you. So today we have Mustafa, a young man, dynamic person. He is the member of the advisory board of New India Education Trust. So before he starts or he talks to you, I would like you to introduce yourself to him one by one. And we can start with Sabia Abbasi. Sabia Sheikh.
Good morning, sir. I am Sabia Abbasi. I'm from Delhi. And can I speak a bilingual language?
It's up to you.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
मेरी जो 10th-12th हुई है वो दिल्ली CBSE बोर्ड से हुई है. Then after graduation 2018 में complete हुई है जो कि दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी से. Then again B.Ed मेरी 2021 में complete हुई है और pursuing में MA Political Science चल रहा है. Then sir मैंने 3 year NCC किया है. मेरे पास 3C certificate भी है.
Good.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Sabia.
Okay, sir. Thank
now,
you.
Can we hear from Sabia Hussain? Another Sabia.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Sabia Hussain. I'm from Loni, Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh. I completed my standard and high school study from CBSE board. I completed my graduation from Ramjas College, Hindi, BA Hindi, and now I'm pursuing MA Hindi. I'm looking forward to give my best to school and also growing myself. Thank you.
That's fine. I think Iqra is sitting with you. We can hear from Iqra also.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
My name is Iqra. I am from Muzaffarnagar और मेरी 10th और 12th मुजफ्फरनगर से ही हुई है और अब मैं BLEd कर रही हूँ. मेरा last year है.
Okay, thank you, Iqra. Where is Bushra? Yes, Bushra. Unmute yourself, Bushra. Unmute yourself.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
I have completed, I will tell you about my graduation, education first. I have completed my 10th and 12th class from CBSE board. After that, I pursued graduation from Delhi University, Bhimrao Ambedkar College. After that, I have got first job in Freedom English Academy. It is an NGO. I used to facilitate students in different roles like teaching, learning, fun environment, music, keyboarding. So many things were available there for the students facilitation. And after that, I completed my MA during that time.
Okay.
Thank you,
Bushra.
sir.
Thank you, Bushra.
Thank you.
And with Bushra, we have Rahul also. Rahul, you can introduce yourself.
A very good morning to all. My name is Rahul Kumar. I belong to Ramala village, district Bagpat, Uttar Pradesh. I completed my schooling from my hometown. After that, I went to Meerut for my graduation. In my graduation, I completed B.Tech in computer science and engineering. After that, when I was doing my engineering, from my friends, I got suggestion that I understand the thing very well and I suggest or I explain the thing very well. So I think I can be a good teacher. That's why I decided to do a training in training as a teacher. In UP, we called it DLED, Diploma in Elementary Education. This is a 2-year course actually, and I completed it, and after that I cracked my CTET exam and UPTET exam also. I like yoga, meditation, and seeking knowledge and talking with people also. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Rahul.
That's very fantastic, Rahul, actually,
Thank
because
you, Rahul.
coming from BTech and joining the teaching, it's definitely a good change and good move, actually, considering the hot market in IT these days.
Yeah. Now we have one more teacher, Hashmi. Can you come on video mode, Hashmi? And can you introduce yourself?
Hashmi is just gone for some work, Mr. Anis. Yeah,
okay.
Okay.
Then she can introduce
she'll be
later
back
on
in
when
a
she
minute.
comes. She can introduce herself.
Yeah.
And Mustafa, you already know Mrs. Manju Singh.
Yes.
Who is the not only the principal of the school, the founder principal, but also the very much part of the mission education that we have for our villages. Okay. Now it is over to Mustafa. You want to talk to them. It is over to you. 10 minutes. 15 minutes. It's up to you.
So I'll just quickly, let's say, introduce, and I think Nisa has already done a lot of introduction, although let's say I don't deserve that much of an appreciation here.
2 teachers, Mustafa, are absent today. One is writing examination and one has gone to attend the cricket camp because she is playing Ranji Trophy representing Haryana. So those 2 teachers are not present today.
Oh, yeah. So see, the important thing about this combination of teachers, it's really fantastic to see because people are coming from different backgrounds, right? Let's say someone is, let's say, coming from, let's say, C-level certification that they have done on the, NCC, right? So that is one aspect. And then the other aspect is they are doing a lot of things on the academics. And the Rahul is coming from computer science and he chose to go for the teaching instead of going in IT, maybe in MNCs, he could have chosen for that. But he has chosen for this field, so which is very exciting to see because that gives a perspective of how you are deciding your career. And end of the day, if you are happy about it, that's what matters, right? People can choose to do whatever they want, but end of the day, it is all whatever gives you the satisfaction is the key here. So if teaching is the one which gives you the satisfaction because you want to make the career and you want to, let's say, make the future of this country, that's what it matters, right? I might have chosen, let's say, coming to United States and do something else. Yeah, probably because I had a different perspective. But yes, could I have chosen, teaching? Yes, I could have chosen teaching also. And so there is definitely, end of the day, we need to think about what we are making as a product. Are we contributing in the society is what matters, right? So when it comes to the education, this is the biggest responsibility on our shoulders, that we need to make sure that we do not compromise on the quality of the education. We try to give the best of what we can do, try to achieve or gather the experience from different directions, and make sure that we imbibe that experience into our students, right? And make them result oriented. The another important thing here is all this education, what we do is, let's say, you are trying to make their career, you are trying to, make them expert into some specific field, whether it is mathematics, science, communication skills, English, or anything like that. But end of the day, you need to make them good human being, right? That is important. That is the best thing that you can give to any student. Then now think about, let's say you are making a product, and this is what the common problem is, in any of these institutions, especially those are in rural areas. There are very bright students coming from there, and I know that a couple of students coming from those schools, especially in the rural areas. People are fantastic in terms of knowledge. I can tell you, anybody who is doing mathematics honors in Delhi University, right? And if they are coming from, let's say, UP, they are far, far better than those people studying in Delhi in public schools and or maybe private schools, right? They are far better than those guys because their knowledge level is so high and they have done so much of hard work. So there is no way you can compete with those guys in terms of knowledge. But the only problem is because they cannot express themselves in front of anyone, that's where they lack, right? So you may be knowing hundreds of things, but if you can't explain it in front of, let's say, your interviewer or your employer, that's where the challenge comes into picture. So the focus of this school is to not only educate the people in terms of different fields or let's say of education, but at the same time we make them complete products. So think about, let's say, any corporate, right? End of the day, what are we doing? We are making certain products. In TCS, we are making certain computer applications, we are making certain programs, we are giving some services. So it's all products. We are selling some products, right? So what is the product of a school? Product of a school is quality of a student in terms of the education and in terms of his communication skills, whether he can survive in the market when he goes out of your school, can he survive in the college in terms of putting himself or putting his perspective in any aspect, right? That is what you need to think about. So in a nutshell, you need to make a complete product. You cannot just say, yeah, I have taught, let's say, the mathematics or English to this particular person, but is he a complete product? You need to think around that, right? So that's where the focus should be, quality end of the day, and make sure that you make them good human being, good moral education to those guys, right? Those who are coming out of your school. That's where your focus should be. So I'll take a pause here, and I would let you, kind of be open to me and ask if you have any questions, which I think I can answer for you guys, and it will help you, let's say, in your how you are kind of going to shape up this school education system.
Yes, Mustafa, you rightly said one thing which I would like to point out here and repeat what exactly you said, that ultimately it is the product which is more important. The product has to be well polished, when it goes to the market, and here as the final product is the child, actually, a child who is well groomed, well trained, well prepared for life, for any sector, because, ultimately the child will be going to different sectors of life, different sectors of work has to go. One thing which you said very rightly, that the people coming from UP, especially, they are very good at mathematics. They are full of knowledge. When they come to Delhi or any central university or any university, let me say, they are certainly better as far as their knowledge is concerned. But where they lack is the expression, the communication, the confidence level, and especially they are not able to express themselves in English, which is an international language. So that is very important, that with our mission, in our school, in International Academy of Scholars, we have to prepare children. We have to make them more confident. We have to prepare, their languages. We have to groom them in English as well as in Hindi or Urdu, whatever is their language, but English, because it is an international language. So that becomes very important for us. So it's imperative on the part of the teachers that they have to prepare the children for that language. The communication skills are very, very important. Yes, thank you, Mustafa. Now, teachers, if you have any question you want to ask Mustafa, as he said that he is ready to reply to you all. If you have any queries, anything you want to ask, you are welcome, and you should ask. In a class, those are good students who trouble their teachers. Trouble their teachers in the sense that they ask a lot of questions. Unless you ask questions, that means that you are not a very good student. Yes, I think Bushra wants to ask.
Okay.
Yes, Bushra. You have a question?
Yeah, go ahead, please. Yeah.
I have a question, sir. Actually,
Yes,
I want
Rahul.
to know the main difference between the Indian education system and the outside education system where you are living, means American, UK, and in Kuwait also. What is the main difference actually where we are lacking?
That's a fantastic question. I would say it's $1 million question. Okay. So yeah, see, if you ask me, the major difference is how we see education in India and here in US. In US, it is more of, let's say, practical in terms of how they look at the problems, right? It is more of, let's say, practical approach, right? They so when I'll give you my example as a parent. Okay, although I have not studied here in US, my education has been completely in India. So, but the way I see as a parent, right? When I looked at, let's say, my kids, when we shifted back in 2016, beginning, we shifted to Zurich, Switzerland. So we were there for 2 years. So in those 2 years, what was my observation? My observation was why these kids do not have any homework.
Yeah.
Think around this. So I was so frustrated when my kids are coming home. They do not have anything to do. They have nothing to do. They just keep enjoying and watching and maybe doing something, right? So I took that complaint and I went to school. Okay, being a typical Indian parent, right? I went to school and I told them, guys, what is that you are teaching? And there's nothing like there's no homework, there is no book, there is nothing that you guys are giving to my kids. How do I keep them busy? So what they said, we are completing everything in the school. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah, they
right?
should go home and enjoy.
Just go home and enjoy. Rest is when they go out of your school, it is their family time. They have to, let's say, learn a lot of things. Being a social person also, they have to learn many things from the society, from their parents, moral education, a lot of things, right? So I was so surprised when we came to US. Similar thing, exactly similar thing. Nothing. I mean, they have so many things, but it is more of a pragmatic approach. They are given a lot of assignments, essays, and even my daughter, she works for, let's say, for a COVID testing lab, for example. So it is not that she's going there just to make money, but it is one of the assignment for her. She's supposed to work there, and if she don't work there, it is not, let's say, getting written in her resume, and she will never get the admission anywhere, right? So it is not just the academic education, but also they have to learn, they have to participate in many community events. Think around this, right? So say for example, if there are some schools nearby and there are some let's say elementary students, right? So they go there and they participate there in those programs, teaching kids and organizing some events, and that is all recorded in their resumes. So when they are going for college admissions, right? So they are not just looking the academic performance. They are looking whether you did something for the community, right? So based on all of those parameters, they are giving the admissions.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's
actually,
more of a very practical approach.
Yeah, in Europe and in US or any other advanced countries, they have more practical approach rather than theoretical. In India, we are more of theoretical than practical. Rahul, maybe next week on maybe next Saturday, we will have a young teacher from US, from United States of America. She is working with the kindergarten in US with a very good school. Of course, in US, they have, all government schools in US or in UK, they are wonderful schools, not like we have in India. So next Saturday, we will be connecting to a teacher because she's working as a teacher. She's also, from India, an alumnus of Hamdard Public School, belongs to District Bulandshahr, and she is now in US. So she will be talking to us. Then you can have lots of questions to her, because she's in that field. She's into education. She's working as a teacher. So now for today's meeting, I think, is there anyone who has a question to Mustafa? Anyone else? Otherwise, we will conclude.
So one last thing I would like to tell you,
Yeah.
and that's a very fantastic thing that, teacher will be there from US, right? So you should have two perspectives. One from the teacher who is teaching in US.
Yeah.
And second perspective you should have from the student who has seen both the education systems.
Correct. That's right.
So I will probably sometime will figure out, I will ask my daughter to talk to you.
Yeah, because she had been in India also, and she had been to US.
She had been in India.
Schools.
She has seen Indian education, and she has seen US education also.
That's right. That's right. I agree with you. Because they can easily make the difference between the Indian system and the system in US. They can easily make. But I would still say one thing, that we cannot copy and paste. We cannot copy and paste, because the environment, the conditions are entirely different. Like in US, there will be a pupil-teacher ratio of 10:1. But in India, it will be 40:1 or 50:1. In government schools, you will have 70 students in one class and only one teacher. Sometimes in a school, I've seen in primary schools, government schools, 250 students and only one teacher. So we cannot copy and paste, but we can always drive good things from their system. We can always take good things and bring those things into practice, whatever we can do. Thank you, Mustafa, for connecting. I know it is going to be midnight. It is going, you are going to have a sleep. I'm sure you will have wonderful sleep after talking and talking to these young teachers in a village, Asara in district Bagpat. Thank you, Mustafa, for connecting to us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, and thanks for having me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night, Mustafa.
Thank you. Thank you. You too, and have a great day to all of you.
Thank you.
Good night, sir.
Thank you.
Good night.
So, friends, you can see, because yesterday I was talking to that teacher. I had an interaction with her. That answer will be online tomorrow on YouTube. There also you will get the same question I asked her about the differences between India and their system. I had been to UK. I had been to US, not US, to Australia, to Singapore and Uzbekistan. Mrs. Manju Singh, you are lucky that you have a principal who had been to UK, so she can relate the difference between the UK system and our Indian system. So I'm sure in future we'll be continuing, and we have to learn those lessons from the differences that we have with those countries in the system. Like if you talk about Finland, Finland is the best system of education if there is in any country, that is Finland. But we cannot copy and paste that. In Finland, the population is very less. We have a population explosion. Infrastructure we don't have. So naturally, our target, our objectives, our strategies will be different than what they have in Finland. So we cannot make comparison, but still we have so much to learn from their system. Okay, thank you. So forgive me for encroaching upon your time, because this was not scheduled. I was trying to get somebody, and then finally I got Mustafa, and he said that because I know there is a big difference of time, between US and India. In Kuwait and India, it is only 2.5 hours, but in US, he's sitting in US, I'm in Kuwait, and you are in India. So that also we have to manage. That's why early morning I requested that let us talk. Anyway, thank you. And I wish you have a good day and enjoy. Keep learning and keep learning to absorb the things and bring them into practice at IAS Asara. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good day, sir.
Have a good day.
Thank you so much, sir.